Hey everyone, this is Hurst Quasar coming at you with a slight tutorial for the Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. I've posted some vehicles that I've customized from the workshop, and I get questions on how I did it, and where did I get it, and how did you get the mod, those types of questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a quick tutorial. Okay, first of all, you need to log into your Steam account and make sure you have a good internet connection. Now, up here in the communities, you want to go to Workshop. Within the workshop, you need to find Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. So in here, we have plenty of cars. Okay. So what I'm going to do is go see all 294 items, which includes, things like languages and license plates. We'll go with most recent. You can break them down over here, what you're looking for as well. So the vehicle I'm going to be looking for right now, I believe is going to be on page 3 because it's an item I do not have in my library at the moment. And this is Mercury Coupe, 49 Mercury. So you select it, take a look at some of the pictures, decide whether or not this is something you want to do. Take a look at the modder's description down here. So I believe this is Buns. Buns has just said there is a normal and a lowrider version. Sometimes they will use items from a DLC, the download contents, the Plymouth, Dodge, Mazda, Lotus, whatever download content they may use in their mods. They should list it right there so you know that you have to have that mod before you download this particular mod. Make sure you have the mod. Make sure you have the download content for the mod, okay, before you download it. So, take a look, see if there's any notes or anything. Most importantly, though, this doesn't look like it requires any type of download content, so we're going to go ahead and subscribe it. Now, you do get this warning down here, a little note that some games will require a relaunch before the item can be downloaded. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to close it, relaunch Steam. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the game itself. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and play Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. What I'm doing here is to make sure that the car is actually loaded into the game. And sometimes, depending on your game, depending on how many mods you have, will depend on how quickly this game loads. This game is really a resource hog. My video card just screams when I play this game. But Red Dot and Playway have actually done a good job of trying to streamline this for some of the older machines. And it actually doesn't help if you have something a little more up to date for this game. So we're going to jump into the car showroom to see if our Mercury's still in there. And as you'll see as I scroll through here, I have a lot of mods in here. It is in alphabetical order, so I'm looking for the M's for the Mercury, which is right here. So I'll click on that, make sure it's fully loaded. We'll take a look around the car. Not bad at all. Looks like Buns has done a pretty good job of it. We'll explode it, see what engine he's got in it. Nice interior. Alright, so we're looking pretty good, right? We're going to return to the menu, and then what we're going to actually do is exit from the game. Test. Still working? Okay, good. So once you're out of the game, what you want to do is some file manipulation here. So what I'm going to do, so once you're back out of the game, what you want to do is some file manipulation. So what you want to do is find your Steam folder, which is particularly should be under the program files x86. Find Steam, go to Steam Apps, and then you'll find a folder called Workshop. Go ahead and jump into that, then jump into content. You'll have the 645630 number. Jump into that. Now typically the last mod you've added to your game, I believe it shows up as the last folder. This could be the way it's set up, I'm not sure. But you'll have to click through all the numbers to figure it out. So right here we have our Mercury 8, which is a good deal. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that folder. I'm going to go back to my Steam folder, jump back into Steam apps. This time I'm going to go into Common instead of Workshop. So I'm going to go into Common, Car Mechanic Simulator 2018, CMS 2018 underscore data, streaming assets, cars, and here's a list of all the vehicles that I have on my hard drive associated with the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste that folder I just copied, which is that Mercury, right? Jump in here in the CMS file. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rename it, but I'm actually not going to rename it. I'm just going to copy it. I'm going to back out. Then what I'm going to do is go back into this folder, rename the folder, paste the name, and then what I'm going to do is delete the car underscore. Well, that's not what was supposed to happen. All right. So let's make sure we've made this file right since I screwed it up already. Mercury 8, Mercury 8. Okay, so now I have this file in and installed on my hard drive. What I'm going to do is jump into this, and what I'm going to do is make a customized version of the Mercury. So what I want to do is open my config file, and then I'm just going to automatically save as config2. We already have a config 1, so this is going to be config 2. This also works in a sequential order, so if you have more of them, you can have configure 3, configure 4, so on and so forth. The body config. For each config file, you need a body config file. So I'm going to save this as body config 2. Great, right? Now, jumping back into config 2, right here for car version name equals. Right after that, you can name the car whatever you want to. Give it some type of unique description so you know which one you want to mod. In this case, I'm going to call it Cobra. Any of you have seen the Sylvester Stallone movie, you understand what I'm talking about. No space. Okay. Save. Now, because in Notepad, you really don't know how this works out. And I've had times where I've typed in the name and it's actually ended up down on the model line. So what I usually do is I go and I've downloaded this free software called Notepad++. I open up Notepad++, got configure 2, it is Cobra, and it stayed on that line. I've had a time or two in Notepad where the Cobra, or the name of the car that I've named it, actually ended up on line 4 down here. So this is just a good way to verify that it is named properly and it's on the line, on the same line it should be. So I've got config, body config 2, config 2. I am good to go. I'll play. We're going to launch game editor. Okay. We're going to play. Now, what I have neglected to say before was if you're editing a game car file, you may want to make several config files just in case Red Dot decides to make another variation of an in-car game. When they do that, they will overwrite any config 2s or config 3s that you may have. All right, from here, I'm going to go for the Mercury 8. Then we're going to select the 49 Cobra. Okay, with the WASD keys and your right mouse, you can maneuver around this car. First thing I want to try and do is the wheels. Okay, I want to change up the wheels a little bit, so I'm going to change the wheels. What's the rim T series? No, I don't like that T series. I don't know about you guys. Put Avalanche wheels on it. That's different. Okay, and then we're going to change the rims to a race rim. The fronts are going to keep 16, the width 205, that's fine. I'm going to lower the profile to a 55 though. Alright, so on the back, what I want to do, I want to change this to a 17-inch rim. I'm going to change this to a 45 profile because I'm going to change the width to a 315. Alright, 315, changing this to race tire B, and then going with the Avalanche rims. Quick and easy, Avalanche rims. Alright. Okay, as you tell, there's some clipping right here. So what you want to do is go to your suspension, go to your rear track. We'll dip down underneath here and see what we have. It looks like we have plenty of room in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to narrow the rear track a little bit. There we go. Another 0 in there. Bounce back out. Voila. Good on that side. Good on that side. All right. I think we're good. So under the parts, if we show the body, we see where the gas tank is, right? So the gas tank is under the parts, under fuel tank. Good thing about some of these parts is that you take them and click on them and you can move them exactly to where you want them, which is probably a good thing. Now, because I'm going to change this exhaust, see how that sticks out of the body. Oh, that's not, it's probably too far, right? Let's bring it up a little bit. And we're going to move it back a little bit. I think that works. What do you think? Yeah, that works. All right, to release it, click somewhere off the car altogether. That way it'll release it. All right, so once you've decided that you've got everything that you like, go ahead and hit save car. All right, go ahead and hit save. That way it'll keep your last known configuration that you've messed with. It'll keep everything. And that way if you screw up in the next couple of steps, you're good to go. Okay, I think the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to go to the engine compartment. We'll hit explode car and see the engine that we have in it. We're going to change it. We'll go up to the engine tab and we are going to go with the Starry Supercharged. Yes, looks good. Now in the settings here, you can change how big the engine is or how small the engine is. Smaller, bigger. So 1.3 looks like it fits it pretty well. Okay, while I'm in here, I want to adjust the brake cylinder here. Put it back into place a little bit. Looks good. All right, let's take a look at the exhaust. We're going to strip the body off it. Take a look at the exhaust. Now I'm not too keen on the exhaust that's on it, so I am going to change it out. We're going to parts, exhaust. What I like is the old C. I want to change that for both these while I'm here. Old C. Alright, now you see how they're not really lined up, and back here they're too short. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale these up. Let's go 3, 5, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 5. We'll go 3, 5. We'll scale them up a little bit. Scale them up a little bit. And then You know, sometimes you can capture the exhaust just right and you can move the whole exhaust. I don't know how. That's the seat. Or where. Man, I'm trying. Well, that's not going to work. So we're just going to have to move them around manually, which can be a pain. So let's position this. Which one am I moving? Okay. Move that to position 0. I think the y-axis is to bring them in or take them away. So that's 2, 3, 4. Ooh, that is tight. Maybe 1? No. Go 0, 5. That's pretty darn good. Okay, side to side. That's up and down, so 7's good. Need to bring it over a little bit, so I'm gonna have to go negative 0.05. Ooh, 1. No, 0, 1. 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5. There we go. Nice tight connection. That looks good. Okay, now that we have that connection, let's stroll back here to the back and see how far it sticks out the back. We'll show the body. Hey, that's not too bad. That works out right, just pretty good. Okay. So for the opposite side, what I typically do is just match numbers. Okay, match these numbers down here with those numbers up there. So 405, 4237, and that's a negative number, so it'd be 0.005 to the positive. Now that doesn't look like that one lines up really well, so that may need a little more adjustment. So we'll go 6, 7, 8, maybe a full one. So now we got to figure out how we want to drop this. So that one brings it in. So we don't want that. I think this one drops it. So 0.2. No, that's not going to do it. Next rotation is 0.3. So there we go. Let's throw the body on there. See what we got. We are going to drop that down a little bit farther. So we're going to 0.98. 8. Yeah, it looks pretty good. 7. We'll go 7. So over here again, 0.7 to match them up. There's the gas tank. Looks pretty good. Okay. Okay, we've messed with the exhaust. We've messed with the engine. We've changed the wheels. We've changed the tires. We changed the rear track. Anything else we would like to do? I don't think so. All right. So I think we're done with this for right now. Go ahead and save. Best way I found to get out of Car Editor is just press Alt and Escape. Once you hit Alt and Escape, right click on CMS, close your window. All right. And that should do it. Now all you need to do is launch the game and go find the car. Good luck. have fun. Most of all, when you get into the game editor, always, always, always just play around with the numbers. And if you don't like what you've done, just back out of it. Go back into it. You can play around with it. As long as you don't save the file, you're good. All right, I hope this tutorial was at least a little bit informative for you. I'd love to see some of your creations, so post them up. This is Hurst Quasar, and I am out.